There's this film called The Five Obstructions. It's a Lars Van Trier film. It's sort of documentary, sort of experimental film. It's hard to explain. You should definitely check it out. It's a great film. But the film is Lars Van Trier presenting a filmmaker who's made a short film, Five Obstructions. He has to remake his film with each of these obstructions in mind as he makes a new cut each time. It makes him rethink making the film and other ways to have made it. It's fascinating. And I thought about this a lot when I was making Detention 101. So there were many obstructions when I made my film, but here are my top 5. I couldn't get together with the actors in person, right? It was lockdown. So that was the first obstruction. Make a film and not be in the room with your actors. 2, the shots were going to be all the same style, meaning they were all going to be talking heads because the actors were recording themselves. I'm not asking them to be a DP. That's insane. Like, set up your phone. Let's get a good angle. We're done. 3, I told myself each character had to have their own visual style and look for their storytelling. So I was going to have to figure that out in post. Then I was also going to be an actor in it. That was my 4th obstruction because I didn't want to suck yet another actor into this madness. And I wanted to be in the mix with the actors in case I needed to help them through in some way. And 5, I needed to figure out a way to break up all the ongoing dialogue because the script was very talky and obviously all talking heads. Okay, so to get around these things, I actually relied heavily on technology. I used Zoom to direct the actors, right? And a lot of people were doing that. It's not a novel concept, but I used that to direct them. And then they recorded themselves separately on their phone. So their Zoom was on their computer and they had their phone going to record them. This way we could be in contact with each other. I also asked all the actors and helped them to ensure they set up a wide shot for themselves so that I had a lot of room to create new shots and restructure their shots in post, where they're creating close-ups, medium shots, panning, zoom and pan, whatever I wanted to do, I could do those things because I had a lot of bandwidth in their wide shot to do that with. And then I made sure I played a character who was not going to be seen on screen, strictly voiceover. I played the character of Gal, who's actually a computer voice, so that I could watch the actors and focus on them and not worry about how am I looking, because, you know, that's just asking for trouble. And then I used Red Giant Studio to create a look for each character. So there's a lot of great post tools out there, and this happens to be one of them. So I could create their own look for each of their shots in post and make it look so different from everybody else. This helped to design the film later on. And I also used Adobe Stock, and I used specific style of Adobe Stock for each character. And I shot my own B-roll, including some stop motion animation for one of the characters' stories, which was fun. I'd never done that before, to give them each their own look and feel and to get to know them a little bit better through what we're seeing. And then I also got stock music from Adobe Stock because I decided the way to break up the dialogue was to create fake commercials in between the scenes that were reflecting and commenting in a way without any words, just images and music on what the characters were going through and talking about, which actually added another piece of depth to the film, another dimension for the film. So using all these sort of non-traditional ways to make a film actually made this film work better and made it, I think, a very unique and important work of art, if I do say so myself. It says a lot, and it says it in a unique way, and it breaks with the form of mainstream filmmaking. And I think that that's important to do to make your voice heard. So remember, obstructions can help you make your art. So when you run into them in life, don't fear them, embrace them.